Charlie, Lima, Echo, Alpha, Romeo. What is a PAX counter? A PAX counter is a small electrical device that, when plugged into a phone charger, will count cell phones in your general vicinity, usually around the 300-foot range, but can go farther if you're at elevated position. This particular PAX counter can be found on Amazon for about $30, and the manufacturer is LilyGo. As you can see, it comes pre-programmed right out of the box. This is how it is shipped, and you just simply plug it in, and you will notice that about every 5 seconds it will reset, and it has to reset because it is technically against the law to count MAC addresses, which is what this is doing on cell phones. But after 5 seconds, it erases the data and then recounts. And so it's just a constant refresh of how many cell phones are around you. This technology was developed before geolocating with cell phones was really a thing. And what this was supposed to do is, if you owned a business, like let's say a Walmart, you could set this up in your store and it would count how many people are in your store at any given time, and you could tell traffic, and it would basically map this for you into a graph. So, what are some offensive and defensive ways that this tool could be utilized? Let's start with defense. Let's say you live in a rural area or you're camping and you have a PAX counter. And every night when you go to bed, you look at your PAX counter next to your alarm clock and it says 5 people or 5 cell phones are in your house, or 5 smart devices, I guess we could put it that way. And so basically there's going to be a range around your house that it's sensing. And let's say at 3 a.m. you hear a noise outside and you're curious, is somebody out there, or is it a raccoon getting into your trash can again? And so you check the PAX counter and it says 7. Well, you know there are 2 extra cell phones now within range of your PAX counter, which is your property. So you can be pretty certain that somebody is outside of your home. And those people could be hiding either next to the house or a little bit of ways away. But either way, you know that there is someone who's not authorized to be there, or maybe they are authorized, but there is somebody new is at the house. Okay, let's run the same thought experiment, but from an offensive standpoint. If you were going to break into a rural person's home, one of the most dangerous things for you as a criminal would be that somebody would be home and would catch you. And so what would you do with this technology? Well, criminals will come up, and we've seen some cases of this already, close to the house, and they will check out a PAX counter, and they'll get a feel for if anybody is home in the house. And if they see 3, they know that it's probably not a good time to break in. People are home. But if they see 0, then they can make a pretty good indication that people aren't going to be there. It's not a foolproof, there's nobody in the house, because maybe someone doesn't have a cell phone, or maybe they still use a landline. But the likelihood of that is very, very low. As you now understand, this technology can be used by prepared citizens and criminals alike. It can be used while you're camping with family, and you want to know, is that an animal you heard rustle around at night, or is there someone walking through your campsite? And you don't particularly want to peek your head out and give away your element of surprise. Or maybe you're just on a hike with friends and you get a weird feeling that someone's in the forest around you, maybe following you. Well, take out the old PAX counter, see what's going on. Obviously, the more dense the area is, as in if you're in a major city, the effect will be much, much less, and you'll get a lot of noise from other cell phones and devices, rendering it basically useless. But in a rural setting or out in the countryside, anything like that, it will be extremely helpful in times of question. This is just another tool on the tool belt, but it is important to know this technology exists, even if you are not going to purchase. With the modern landscape changing rapidly every day, it's important to stay ahead of the curve. I was ethically torn by doing this video, but I arrived at a conclusion that it is better that people know the criminals already do. Stay prepared, friends. We will talk again on the next deep dive. Charlie, Lima,